Some people are so obviously disingenuous in their endeavors to dissuade black women from attempting to foster healthy relationships with black men that they'll use literally any source to keep black women in an echo-chambered think tank. See the statement, the most disrespected group online are black women. First thing you should note is that these are not peer-reviewed studies, these are simply social articles. But dig a little deeper and you'll find not only the motive behind the people that wrote the article, but the people that choose to propagate it. Refinery 29. Keep in mind the claim. The most disrespected group online are black women. Now brace yourselves, this is embarrassing. Refinery 29, founders. Let's just stop right there. Anybody notice anything? I'll show you again. All white. Needless to say, if I were a betting man, I would wager that the age-old context of white genocide on black families came to most black people's minds. Kind of odd how one of black females' favorite statements to white people is stay out of black business until one of those white statements reinforces black female victimhood. That aside, I'm going to start from the bottom of this list and work my way up. Philippe von Bowries, if that's how you pronounce his name, was born in Germany. Get this, he's married to another founder of said company. Does anybody find it odd that they would cradle the same talking points and tendencies as it adheres to black relationships? I don't. Nonetheless, employer. Well, that's a little on the nose. A white man who is married to a white woman who works for a company called Lonely Planet supports and endorses a message that if otherwise ingested and retained by black women would most certainly leave them lonely. Can't make this up. This very on-the-nose shit writes itself. Germany. I connect this dot to this dot, and the motivations of the people in question start to become very clear. I'll explain it. Margaret Sanger is a known practitioner of eugenics. Eugenics is a scientifically erroneous and immoral theory of racial improvement and planned breeding. This is the good part. It gained popularity during the early 20th century. Eugenicists worldwide believed that they could perfect human beings and eliminate so-called social ills through genetics and heredity. Plain and simple, we're gonna find a way to create the perfect human race by wiping out all the undesirables. Get it? Good. Now this is the founder of Planned Parenthood. Keep up, ladies and gentlemen, the woman I just showed you, Margaret Sanger. And this was in her dream journal. Pause and read at your discretion. In other words, the very same man that tried to wipe out an entire nationality of people was the role model for the very same woman that created an organization that would wipe out black children. And that very same role model is from the same place as, you guessed it, Philippe von Bowries. And his wife Piera, what a piece of work she is. I'll just pick up right here. And was featured in Adweek as one of the 37 women who are disrupting the status quo and championing gender diversity. Where have I seen that before? Ah, yes, the very inclusive movement that would further the agenda and affirm the lives of everybody except those people that black women could procreate with. These connections are so interesting. Moving right along to Christine Barbach. In 2005, she co-founded the award-winning Women's Media Entertainment Company. Need I say more? And Justin Stefano. Who is Justin Stefano? Well, it would appear he's an angel investor for a new social app for women. Moral to the story, ladies and gentlemen. Black folk, be careful who you listen to. Everybody does not have our best interest at heart. Bars.
Ross, what do women really want?
I don't care what they want. I only care what they respond to. See, my focus is a little bit different from your other guests. There's what women say they want, there's what women think they want, and then there's what they actually respond to. I'm not an academic, I'm not a theoretician. I'm interested in what works on the street when it's time to date and mate. And what women actually respond to is not what they say they want.
So what do they respond to?
They really respond to a guy who's a challenge, a guy who's a question mark, a guy who keeps them guessing. You see, in the beginning, the less attractive you are physically, the more you have to rely on your attitude. And that's what I wrote my book for. I wrote my book for the average-looking, even ugly guy who goes out there in the real world and tries to be a nice guy, gets his head kicked in.
When I hear a woman say, make a man wait 90 days before you have sex. If I said, okay, then you need to wait 90 days before he takes you out on a date. You need to wait 90 days before he spends a single dollar on you. You need to go ahead and talk to him every day or however often for 90 days before he decides to invest in you as you are going to be invested in him. For a man to vet you, it is the standard to spend money. Okay? For me to get your time, I have to spend money somewhere. In most cases, I gotta take you on a Capitol Grill. That's gonna cost money. I gotta take you at a place that you deem is valuable for you to sit at, right? Which is gonna cost me money instead of saying, hey, you know what? The realistic thing is, if we just sat here and talked to each other for 90 days, and I'm like, okay, cool. If I FaceTime you, I can't FaceTime you more than, once or twice a week unless I had actually started to invest money in you for 90 days. I'm wrong. So I'm not saying that your box is in exchange for money. What I'm saying is that for me to actually get your time, I have to spend money. But yeah, I can spend your money and get your time, but never get nothing out of it. Is not fair to a man.
have a lot of bitter baby mamas out here mad because when they left that relationship or, you know, and moved on, these women are bitter because of it. And because he's moved on and he's still thriving and still doing well, they have a problem with that. A lot of these particular women hate to see a man do well once he realizes that you was toxic. When he decides to move on and he's still doing good and moving on with life and bettering himself, they can't stand to see it. He's thriving because he left you, probably made the best decision of his life, and it helped him to move forward and better himself. They sitting back bitter and mad because in their minds, they think that they was the best thing since sliced bread. They think with all their toxicity, they think that they was the best he could do. But when he goes on and show you he can do better, now you're bitter and you're angry and you're mad. And if you have a child for him, oh, now it's time to use that child against him.
Female role models in the West are very bad. You got
Cardi B,
Kim Kardashian,
Meg Thee
Stallion, City Girls, people like Lana Rhoades. You got all these girls, right, that are like telling women a bunch of bullshit, right? And here's the funny part. These girls, these strong, independent women, essentially become the man that they wanted in the first place.
Ooh.
They become a boss babe. They make this money. They become successful. And what women don't understand is when you become a boss babe and you make money and you become successful, what ends up happening is you take on masculine tendencies. You take on masculine traits. And guess what happens when you meet a guy that's actually masculine that meets a masculine woman?
Clash.
Yeah, it's a clash. But the problem is that so many women think acting like a guy, chasing a career, being masculine, being dominant, being competitive. Let me challenge you, all this fuck shit is attractive. It's not. And I tell girls all the time on the podcast, all right, so you think it's attractive for you to be a boss babe, blah, blah. Yeah, it is. Okay, well, you know what? How about this? How about on Saturday nights, I wear heels and I wear a dress. Would you go out with me? Ew, no. Fantastic. That's exactly how men feel when you talk about you being a boss babe and competitive. Oh my God, no, it's not. It is the same because a masculine woman is just like a feminine man. But here's the craziness. Women expect you, right, to be masculine, right? And they can pick and choose when they want to be feminine, and you're supposed to accept them no matter what. But if I act feminine, right, maybe on a Saturday, they would never accept me. So what men want is considered discrimination. What women want is considered standards.
We driving on the freeway. She had to be at work at 9:30.
Right.
I'm doing the speed limit. It's 65. She want me to go faster on the freeway. And I'm not going faster on the freeway for her. So I don't go faster.
Right.
She slapped me.
But if the situation was turned, everybody would be ready to string
That's
him
right.
up that he hit you.
If he hit me, I would have been
no
gone.
more right for you to hit him.
I'm not saying it's right, Your Honor.
Other than the...
And I got the idea. I got the idea from Cheetahs to hire a private investigator to find out what he was doing.
Oh, my.
Yes. And he was going to Buffalo to see someone else, and he was up and living a whole nother life. He was seeing this woman, and this woman is wearing a big old ring on her finger. No, he went and he took his trip, and I went and I took the same trip right behind him.
And you caught him?
And I caught him. Knocked on the door.
Uh-huh.
The girl comes to the door.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is my husband in here? And he comes out like, you know, who's that, baby? So I'm looking at him. I lost it again. And we started fighting. And well, I don't know if she was fighting me or if she was helping me fight him. Because all I could see was my ring on her finger.
What?
You are so...
As far as she
oh my Lord,
cheated. Because I wasn't living with her. She wouldn't let me stay here. So I was going to Buffalo.
So you're saying you're not having any kind of relationship with the mother. The relationship is solely with the child.
That it was my ring, you know? And
what did she say?
She needed to be a woman and give me my
What did she
jewelry.
say?
She said that's her ring. And he gave it to her. And I'm like, well, this is not true. That's my ring, you know?
Hang on. Not only is the woman here, but the woman and the ring are here. So we're going to bring in the woman and the ring. Now, listen, you hum or whatever you need to do, but don't look over there.
Woo. Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that the ring we're talking about?
Yes, this is my ring, Your Honor.
That's a big ring.
Very big.
Honor.
Who gave it to you?
Lauren.
Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Lauren gave me the ring.
Right.
So it's my ring. He gave me the ring. Where he got it from is not my business.
Oh, well, what if it didn't belong to him?
Your Honor, when your husband proposed to you, did you ask him, where did he get it from?
Oh,
That's not the issue at all. The issue is, if he had stolen it from somebody, then it would never be my ring because he can't give over title to something he never owned.
How would I know that he never owned? How would I know that?
because I
If somebody
told you, and this is
presents
the type
a ring
of
to
person
you,
that he.
why are you talking while I'm talking?
Oh my Lord!
Wait a minute, hang on.
Oh yeah! Oh!
When a man becomes better, the woman benefits as a byproduct. When the woman becomes better, she starts to look at other potential suitors. That's the difference. Because you guys are always looking for someone who's better than you. Men, we don't care about that. We're satisfied with a girl that can help us be the best that we can be. A girl isn't satisfied until she finds the best that she can get. So that is why it's so important for the man to be the leader. Because if the woman's the leader, it's just a matter of time until he's going to get replaced. I always say it. Men lead, women follow. If a woman leads, she's going to lead you all right to the end of that goddamn relationship.
Ted's moving
Get on in here.
forward.
Fellas, y'all can come on in too. Just sit in the back. Don't make too much noise. Stop denying these fathers their legal visitation time with their kids. Stop. And I am only talking to the people who have a court order in place. If you do not have a court order, it is a free-for-all. Do whatever it is you want to do.
Yo, what up, DMF? When that lawyer, when she said free for all, I bet this is what she meant.
I want to see my son. He don't want to see you. Let me see my son.
That's your problem. And if you don't have a court order and you don't like how things are being done, hire an attorney and get you one.
I don't know if he was listening, but I heard clearly. This is how they exploit and monetize us. The system is designed to divide and conquer. There is no incentive in keeping the family together.
Well, my ladies who do have a court order in place, let me tell you what happened in court today. Let me warn you again. So I had a hearing today. My client's spouse took all the money out of their joint bank account. Different story for another day, but we were there pretty early and there was another hearing going on. So the hearing was an enforcement, and like I've told you many times on this page, that an enforcement is a lawsuit that you file when someone is violating the court order. So if someone isn't paying you child support on time, you file an enforcement. If someone isn't letting you see your children, you file an enforcement. So at this particular hearing, the father had filed an enforcement because he was not able to see his kids because the mom had been withholding them.
You know why? Because parental alienation is real.
Told y'all many a times, the videos are posted that one of the main punishments for an enforcement is jail time, the slammer, the clanker, clank clank. You know what happened at the end of that hearing? She was sentenced to 10 days in jail. Mother's Day is Sunday. She will spend Mother's Day in jail.
Mama, I love you. P.O.P. all the time. Frank D is all good. Pimp spoiled, baby, for life.
It ain't worth it. Let these men see their kids. It ain't worth it. If you have a real legal, valid reason for withholding your kids, then you have to do something about it. You have to file a modification, bring it to the court's attention, and ask them to modify that court order. Ask them to change visitation, maybe to no overnights, or maybe if it's really serious, supervised visits. But you can't just do nothing and just violate the court order. You have to do something, or this is what you'll be hearing outside of your front door. And seeing blue and red lights. And you don't want that. Now, we all know someone who's guilty of it, so you share this information with someone who needs it. Now, I know it ain't none of my followers, because my followers know how to behave.
Where did you do this? Earl, they don't
Kim, you are really making the kids nervous.
Earl, I know my own children ever since. Okay?
Ever since what?
I know my children.
Ever since what?
Since you abandoned them.
I
I
abandoned
know
them?
them, okay?
Oh, I thought I left you.
School's almost out. It's almost time for summer possession. Drop down in the comments and leave a little police siren if you plan on staying out of the clanker. All right? Y'all take it.
American guys are going across the country to find Filipina slaves. Girl.
What did I do today?
You cooked dinner. You went to the grocery stores before and got all the groceries to cook dinner. And you cleaned up the room, whole room, and put all my clothes away without me asking for it.
And do I feel like I'm a slave? No. Because what did you do today?
What I do? I bought Starbucks. I took out the trash when I saw you struggling with it. You were going to try to take it out yourself. And, well, I got your nails done the other day.
So it's not a game of who does more for who. It's about thinking what the other person needs and doing it without them having to ask for it. And even if I do just the little things for him, he's always so surprised and appreciative. Which makes me wonder what's going on over there in America. And mind you, we're not taking them away from you. They're coming to find us.
I don't want to be an independent woman anymore. It's not all that it's cracked up to be.
This message is for my future husband, so if you're not my future husband, please keep scrolling. Daddy. I don't want to work anymore.
So I decided that I need me a sugar daddy, but I want me a sugar daddy that don't want no sugar. That being this independent woman paying all the bills, like, that's ghetto. No, send my husband right now.
I don't know if anybody else has realized this, but this whole independent woman thing, I don't need nobody. I can do bad all by myself. It's feeling like a scam.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but the whole independent, I want to be independent. I got my own bag. Ladies, it's dead.
I know how Libby said. She got her own house. She got her own car. 2 jobs, work hard. You a bad broad. I don't want to be a bad broad no more.
I started my own business and I worked as a girl boss for 7 years. Now that I turned 30, I've realized that actually I am a very dependent person. Yes, I am independent, but I am someone who prefer depend on someone.
Silly rabbit.
Don't be a silly rabbit.
Tricks are for kids.
Tricks are only supposed to be for kids.
Just because I'm a man and I tell you
Oh my God.
what I like.
See, this
you a
is
narcissist.
narcissistic and y'all don't even see it.
Oh, so,
He's taking control and making it about him again.
so you don't want a man that's in control. That's what you're saying. So a man that's in control is a narcissist. I think that's one of the biggest failures of relationships. Just because your man have structure and he's in order, he knows what he want, he's a narcissist. If he don't see stuff your way. He's a king for a reason. I think see, women like that always say that men are narcissists. They just cry about a man being These women be single.
Another a-hole for refusing to pay for my stepdaughter's wedding because her real daddy is the one that's gonna walk her down the aisle. So let me tell you guys about my stepdaughter, all right? She wants her real daddy to walk her down the aisle. Now let me give you a little backstory on me and my stepdaughter. She just graduated from university, which I paid for. Now, she went to an in-state university, but it still cost me about $40,000. Now, I also bought her a car. I bought her a car straight after high school. That way she could go back and forth to school. I bought her a car. She still lives with me and her mother. She does not have a job. Now, she's set to be married on August the 8th. And for the past 6 months, that's all her and her mother been talking about doing. Being occupied with, being consumed most of their time. Now, her daddy, he don't contribute to not 1 cent on her. Not her education, not child support, which is partly her mother's fault because, she didn't fight for that. I guess that's just what the settlement was. And he only around to make promises. I do that for you. I do this for you, and then take off. And then she'd be heartbroken. But she adores her father, right? So, like I said, she's set to be married in August. And the wedding venue, I told them they could have it in my home. The wedding venue can hold about 250 people, right? Now I said, hey, I got a list of 20 people that I want to come to the wedding. I'm paying for this at my house. I want these 20 people to come. Do y'all know Saturday, I see one of my friends at the golf course, right? He's supposed to come to the wedding. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna see you at the wedding, right? He said, I only got an announcement. I didn't get an invite. I'm like, nah. I'll let my girlfriend and stepdaughter know to send out the invitations on these few people. And you're supposed to get an invite. He said, I got something, but it was an announcement. So we walked to his car because I want to check, right? And sure enough, it was an announcement. So I went and talked to my girlfriend and said, did you invite those 20 people to the wedding that I told you about? Man, she didn't invite none of them. She said 250 people was a little tight. And I don't think we can get your 20 people in there. Man, I was pissed. And the people that were supposed to come, they pissed as well. Then she's going to say if any other people that we already invited don't RSVP, then we'll get some of your people in here. I'm like, what? Man, that's crazy, man. Don't even worry about it, man. I'll just be mad. All right? So now, the crazy part about it is when I check the invitations, they don't even have my name on them. They have her real daddy and her on the invitation that I paid for. I paid for these invitations. How you got a real daddy on there, her mama on there? Cool. Couple days later, I'm hosting the venue at my house, hosting the wedding family at my house, okay? It's me, stepdaughter, girlfriend, groom, and their parents, right? Trying to help everybody get real acquainted. Then a surprise guest shows up, my stepdaughter's real daddy. And I'm like, you know what? Cool. He probably just coming to the wedding, right? But tell me why my stepdaughter proceeds to stand up and announce that her real daddy is giving her away at the wedding. What? The wedding that I'm paying for, that in my house, that daddy don't do nothing for you, is giving you away? Oh, and they were just so happy and smiling. Oh, yay, great. Inside, I was fuming. Inside, I wanted to cry or punch somebody. Probably wanted to do both, honestly. So I took that time to stand up and give a toast as well. I said, you know, I owe the groom and the bride a deep debt of gratitude because they have opened my eyes tonight. Oh, everybody at the table was just smiling. They have let me know that my position in this family is not what I thought it was. Oh, you should have saw the frowns, man. Now they mad. It done got serious. I let them know I am not the godfather or, you know, the head of the family that I thought I was, the loved one that would be seeked out in times of need. Nah. I realized I'm an ATM. Yeah. So since I have been replaced as host of the wedding, I shall be relinquishing, giving my financial duties to the new host. And I will back out monetarily. Yeah. Yep. Now, after the announcement, a whole lot of snickering was going on around the table, right? A lot of mumbling, but they didn't say anything to me. Nobody addressed me now. Now, later that night, tell me why my girlfriend gonna come to me talking about how I'm ruining so much, how I'm ruining so much for backing out, and how her daughter ain't gonna have her dream wedding, and how her daughter ain't this and that. Okay, well, it's apparent that I'm not family in this family. So the family should take care of it, right? That's my stepdaughter. I mean, it ain't even my stepdaughter, really. It's my girlfriend. I just happen to be around her for the last 10 years. But tell me why the next day, my girlfriend trying to show me how much I'm ruined, right? She takes me to where they planning the wedding, and the wedding planner showed me, you know, all the things they got going down, everything they got set up. I look at the venue. They got some father-daughter dances, right? 3 songs. All of them cater to her real dad, not me. I looked at the food they got. 2 of the dishes got stuff I'm allergic to in it. I just started laughing. Like, they want me to pay for this? His name on it, not mine. His songs, not mine. The food, I can't eat the food. And the 20 people out of 250 that I wanted, they can't even come in my house? Wow. Okay. It's wild, man. So I went on ahead and let her know I will not be there, and neither will my money. Yeah. And they would no longer be at my house either. And you would no longer be at my house or your daughter. Because, yeah, I'm not family. I'm not even important enough to be put up on the brochure. It's crazy, man. Yeah.